Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a makeup video just like the last one, but today's is my oily skin foundation routine. If you're oily skin, you know the struggle is real in trying to keep your makeup looking flawless and sweat proof and oil proof the whole day. We have to do so much more, but today I am going to show you how to achieve just that. And these steps have really worked for me. And even though you're not, if you're not oily skin, some of the tips that I'm going to be sharing cut across all skin types, so stick around. But before we get into it, if this is your first time dropping by, you are so welcome. My name is Kate. Welcome to my channel. I post fashion, music, beauty, and a bit of lifestyle videos, so stick around and subscribe down below. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. I've already done my eyebrows and eyeshadow off camera, and if it comes off a bit pale, please excuse my camera. It just doesn't like eyeshadow. I don't know why. But the first step in maintaining a flawless, sweat-proof, oil-proof makeup and having your makeup popping the whole day is obviously washing your face. But after you've washed your face, you need to moisturize. There's a common misconception that if you're oily skin, you don't need moisturizer, but I can tell you for sure that is a huge lie. All skin types, no matter what skin type you are, normal, oily, combination, dry skin, whatever skin type, we all need moisture and hydration in our skin. So I would advise, if you're oily skin, invest in either a gel-based moisturizer or an oil-free moisturizer, because those ones won't add unnecessary oil on your face. So that's the first thing. The next thing after that is setting spray. I like to use a setting spray before applying anything on my face, because I feel like it gives me a really good base, such that when I pack on products on top of it, they stick better, if that makes sense. And it also doesn't hurt that it gives a very refreshing feel to my face. So I'm going to use this Maybelline Superstay 24-hour makeup locking setting spray. I usually use the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. This is the travel size, but it's over. So I'm just going to use the Maybelline, and I'm spraying all over my face. And as I let that sit for a few seconds, the next step is primer. So if you've watched any of my videos, you know I keep saying about primers, and it's because they are very, very essential in how the overall look of your makeup comes out. If you're oily skin, this is one of those steps you cannot skip. You just can't. If you want your makeup to last the whole day, if you want your makeup to be sweat proof, this is the answer. And if you're oily skin, invest in one that is oil free, or better yet, invest in one that is mattifying. Those are way better. And I'm going to use the Becca. This is my holy grail primer. I've tried a few primers, but this is what has worked for me so far in terms of oil control throughout the whole day. And this is high end, but for an affordable substitute, I would advise the Rimmel London Stay Matte Primer. I've not tried it myself, but that's the other primer that I have had really good praises about, so you can go and check it out and try it. But I'm going to apply this on the areas that I get most oily. I don't know if I've mentioned, but those are my T-zone and my cheeks. The next step is setting. I'm going to set the primer. This is also one of those things that I have found really works and has helped me in terms of oil control, because it just kind of adds an additional layer of protection, and it prevents those oils from really creeping into your makeup. So I usually use a translucent powder for this, but you can also use a yellow-based powder. My yellow-based powder is the Sacha Buttercup setting powder, and my translucent powder is the NYX HD Finishing Powder. The reason why I prefer the translucent powder to the yellow-based powder is because I feel when I apply a lot of the Sacha Buttercup, it tends to lighten up my foundation, which I do not like. So I prefer this because this really has no effect on my foundation. And I'm going to use my foundation brushes my foundation brush. I'm going to use this foundation brush to pat onto those areas where I have applied the primer. I know I look crazy, but do not worry, we are going to fix that in a short while. I'm not patting it dry or patting off the excess or anything like that. It's just going to sit like that. And the next step is now the foundation. So obviously, if you're oily skin, you need an oil-free foundation or a mattifying foundation. And one of the most affordable and best foundations that I have found so far, which really helps with oil control, is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. This is a drugstore foundation, but it really helps with oil control. The only reason why I don't use this foundation is because it comes off a bit orange on my skin, and I feel like their shade range, especially when it comes to the darker shades, it does not have variety, but this foundation is very good with oil control. But because that does not match, the other foundation that I usually use is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation. This is also an affordable drugstore foundation, and the thing with this foundation is it will dry matte. It says matte and poreless. It will dry matte, but will it help you with oil control? No, it does not do such a good job in terms of oil control or in terms of staying matte. It will dry matte, but it won't necessarily stay matte. So yeah, that's one thing you should know about this foundation. And the other Maybelline foundation, which I have been using a lot of late, is the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour foundation. So this is the full coverage foundation that I was talking about, and I mentioned it in my previous video. And if you haven't seen that video, click the pop-up here, right here, and go and see it. Or better yet, finish watching this video and then I will leave it in the description box so that you can go and see it. But this foundation is really good. It also dries matte, but again, it doesn't necessarily stay matte. It won't necessarily help you with oil control. And there is nowhere on this bottle that it says it helps with oil control. It just says it is oil free. So if you don't get a good mattifying foundation, at least try and get one that is oil free. So this is what I will use, and I'm going to apply more of the foundation on the areas that are not oily and then less on the areas that are oily. The foundation is on, and the next thing obviously is concealer. The concealer also needs to be oil free. If you can get an oil free concealer, the better. And I have two concealers here. One is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and the other is the LA Girl Pro concealer. Now I do not know if the LA Girl is oil free, but it's an alternative. But I personally use the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and if I'm not wrong, this is an oil-free concealer, and it also goes really well with the Maybelline foundations. So I'm going to use this and put on the normal areas where we put concealers to highlight our face. After the concealer, I'm obviously going to set it. On a normal basis, if you're not really looking into wearing makeup for so many hours, you can just put the setting powder on top without baking. But if you want your concealer or the highlights that you've put to last longer, I would advise you bake. Baking helps in the longer the setting powder is on your face, the more effective it will be. And for that, I'm now going to use the yellow based Sacha Buttercup setting powder and put on those areas that I've already highlighted. As I leave that to bake, I'm going to contour. And this is the other thing. I have found that when you use powder contours, they tend to last longer than when you use cream contours. I don't know, it may just be me, but that is what I've found. And so I'm going to use this Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette. This is a powder contour palette. And I'm going to use the darkest shade as my contour and this contour brush. I have blended everything together so that there are no harsh lines or anything like that. And the last step in terms of my foundation routine is again the setting spray. If you notice, we have used a lot of powder products and it's very matte. This look is very matte, but the setting spray is going to bring a bit of dewiness and also set everything. So I'm going to spray this all over. And as that sets, I'm going to step off and finish the rest of my makeup and then come and show you guys the finished products. This is the final look, and I even put some falsies just to make it look even better. And today's look was very brown. Yeah, but those are the steps that I usually do when I want my makeup to last for a really long time, and I can tell you for sure they have worked for me. These are things that I can totally completely vouch for, and hopefully they will also help you. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up down below, and do not forget to subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe also down below. If you have any questions, comments, suggestions, anything like that, post them in the comments section and I will definitely see them and reply to them. Otherwise, that is it for now, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.